Ooh, welcome back to my channel, sports fans. Okay, let's get into this one right here. Well, I'm trying to get out of the video business, but you guys keep pulling me back in. I'm trying to go about my business. I don't want to make these videos no more. I told you I retired, but you guys just keep pulling me in. You want me to make a video on this and that. It's hard for me to say no, especially with all the lies in the brown nosing for these YouTubers that they do for the NBA. It's real sickening, folks. I mean, if you thought the world was about money, props to you, because YouTube ain't about nothing but money. These guys will lie and follow a script to get that money real quick, especially these woo, these Negroes. Oh my God. So the Nico Harris thing, a sub wanted me to talk about it, and I wasn't even going to do a video because we all know this is scripted and this is fake. We all know it's scripted and it's fake. So I'm just sitting there and I didn't even know about it. And then, I'm not going to call no names out, even though I don't really care about them. But I'm sitting there and all these Nico Harris videos start popping up on my feed. And I'm like, oh my God. And leave it at the Dreamers Pro, he's always going to get the first scoop, right? Because he works for Disney. He works for Disney, ESPN, Fox. So he's always gonna, be the YouTuber insider, right? He's gonna be the insider for YouTube via ESPN, Fox Sports. He's always gonna get the scoop first because he works for him, basically. So, you on your platform, if you conform with the norm, you're basically just saying what they're saying. You're not saying anything authentic, unique, different. Yes, if you're black, you can play the race card. You can put the race card to it. But basically, you're saying, and I'm not trying to say this has anything to do with the race card. I'm just talking about there's just some Negroes out there that like to get patted on the back who play the race card and probably. I just don't understand, man. Like I grew up literally dirt poor, was born in the projects, and you got some of these Negroes out here that. That grew up suburban style, and they'll play the race card like it ain't nothing. Nevertheless. So I'm sitting here, and I'm thinking like, okay, we hear this Nico Harris thing, and, I hear some other YouTubers, and I'm like, these dudes really contradicting and lying now. They're lying. They're lying for the NBA, and they're lying for the system. They're calling out Nico Harris. Nico Harris didn't do this. Nico Harris did this. Nico Harris did, let this deal slip through his hands. But the big thing is the whole Luka Dončić thing, right? We all found out that was fake. It was scripted. And now Nico Harris is being blamed for it, that they're having a bad season. These fake injuries with Anthony Davis. Let me tell you something, man. The NBA, again, like I said before, the NBA is so awful. It's selling this league based on a 95% soap opera, right? So this is one of the soap operas that they want to keep you latched onto. Second of all, as we go through this Nico Harris thing, which is a fraud and is a script, people act like Nico Harris don't have money. Nico Harris could give a damn if he got fired. Nico Harris is rich. You guys you guys sit up there using this guy and beating him with a baseball bat, making yourself feel good on your YouTube channels, trying to get patted on the back from YouTube in the NBA about this fake scripted story. You feel good, don't you? Nico Harris this, Nico Harris that, Nico Harris this, Nico Harris that. What a script. So we all found out the whole thing was scripted. And now these dudes on YouTube, right, that follow the script, now they're trying to act like this whole thing wasn't scripted, right? Because they're trying to sell it for the NBA, even though we all knew the whole Luka Dončić, Kyrie Irving, AD trade was scripted. LeBron James basically did what he had to do to satisfy LA, to satisfy the NBA, to get him, for LeBron James to be in this position he's been in over the last 15 years, which is a fake number 2 GOAT status guy, right? So him getting his son into the NBA, and I won't really say I think that was a 50-50 thing, right? The NBA want Bronny in the league, and LeBron James get Bronny in the league. It was like a 50-50 thing, right? Because Bronny is the sideshow for these international players who can't sell the league. Oh yeah, they're not selling the league. So Bronny's a sideshow. For better, he's like his father, right? For better or for worse, you need a soap opera. That's MLB. You have no soap opera. Nobody cares about these guys just swinging bats. NHL, you have no soap opera. Nobody cares just about dudes hitting a puck. You got to have a soap opera. If anybody cares about these international players, where's the soap opera that anybody cares about with Luka Dončić, really? How about Joker? How about SGA? How about Greek Freak? Nope. And then on top of that, you need an American soap opera. An American soap opera to sell that league. So, anyway, like I said, the NBA, they done decided a long time ago to go 95% soap opera with their league because you had a loser. You had a loser, the guy that people hated as the face of your league. What? What? Huh? Let me get this right. Never in sports history have they had a face of the league where the fans hated the face of the league, LeBron James. I mean, like, let's get this right. 2010, no, 2011, 12, 13, and 14, the NBA fans were rooting for the face of the league to lose. Folks, to lose. To lose. If he was even the face of the league. They were like in limbo then. Who was the face of the league? Because Kobe was better at that point. He had a better overall career. So who was the face of the league? Probably Kobe. But after LeBron James pooped his pants 2 times out of 4 times in the finals, they were still trying to promote this dude on some type of greatness. After the fans didn't like him. You guys don't get it, man. You guys don't get it. This is crazy. Anyways, get back to this Nico Harris thing. I mean, who the hell's Nico Harris? Anybody ever heard of Nico Harris before this whole Luka Dončić trade? Really? Nobody even knew who Nico Harris was. But anyways, we found out the whole thing was fake and scripted. When the Mavs, for some reason these YouTubers have amnesia, right? Oh, let's just forget about what we found out, right? So we found out that the Mavs end up getting the #1 pick. Well, how did they get the #1 pick? Well, they got the #1 pick because Kyrie had this fake injury where he never bumped knees with this guy, or the defender. As the play-by-play guy said, he bumped knees with the defender. It never did. Now, we don't know if Kyrie knew the script and was like, no, I'm not actually going to bump knees with this guy and actually mess myself up. Even if he did, which he didn't when we saw the replay, the dude is padded up on them knees. I don't know how much he could really hurt them knees if he did hit the guy knee to knee. But as we showed the replay, it never did. But the replay guy, the play-by-play guy said he did, but he didn't. I mean, like, what? Did any YouTuber say that? No, because most of these dudes is agents. Agents. They wouldn't dare say that because their money would dry up like the desert. But it's clear on the replay, even though somebody said, oh, you don't need to bump knees to get that injury. And I said, you're right. I'm not saying you need to bump knees to get that injury, but that's what they claimed. Even the reports later said the dude bumped knees with the defender. The play-by-play guy said he bumped knees. I didn't make it up. I didn't say it. But anyways, he did bump knees. Kyrie goes down. Remember, the fluke injury with Luka Dončić in the damn All-Star game. I mean, like, what? Dude just didn't touch nobody, didn't bump nobody. He just went out with a fluke injury in the All-Star game. What? And then, I think, who was that? AD had been hurt right before all this. It's just ridiculous, man. Anyways, we got the trade for no apparent reason. Nobody can ever tell you why they traded Luka Dončić for the Nico Harris. except for they said he was lazy and fat. But yet the fat dude whooped Minnesota with the fake Michael Jordan on the team. And I don't know, that team was even more loaded than the team the Lakers lost to. They still had Karl Anthony Towns on that team, Anthony Edwards. The team was loaded. In fact, Luka showed up and showed out on that team and beat them. The same team next year, without Karl Anthony Towns, now with LeBron James playing with Luka, they could not beat and only get one game off of him. So you're trying to tell me a fat Luka was able to go to the finals, huh? So you traded him for what? For Anthony Davis that got hurt. Anthony Davis comes back. And I'm serious. Anthony Davis comes back and they don't even know who he is. He like, throw me the ball. Throw me the ball. I'm Anthony Davis. Throw me the ball. Throw me the ball. I'm Anthony Davis. Now this guy comes out and gets hurt right away again in the beginning of the season, guys. What is going on with this fake scripted NBA? What the hell is going on? What it is, these fans, these Maverick fans are still pissed. They're done. You traded a top 3 player. Boy, you traded a top 3 player. I don't care what era you're talking about. Imagine a top 3 player of any era, guys. Bill Russell, Wilt Chamberlain, Elgin Baylor. Of Michael Jordan, Akeem Olajuwon, Charles Barkley, whatever. Shaq, Kobe, Allen Iverson. This dude traded a top 3 player. And he didn't trade him to just anybody. He traded him to the Lakers. And why is that, folks? He traded him to the Lakers because he got that call from the commissioner. He got that call from the owners. He got that call from the Players Association. These are the people that run the league, really. The Players Association and the owners. We need to make money. We need to get Luka over to LA. Okay? We need to sell more merch, get more, what do you call it? Get more ratings, whatever. Ain't nobody that dumb to do something that dumb on their own, folks. Trade a top 3 player in the league just cause he's fat. Look at it. Joker's fat. Joker's fat. Hell, at times, Charles Barkley was fat. You ever heard Charles Barkley get traded because he was fat? I mean, the ridiculous stuff in these storylines that they try to tell you and these YouTubers try to sell you because they trying to make money with the system is utterly ridiculous. It makes 0 sense. They don't want the Dallas Mavericks to go nowhere. They don't. You would think that would be enough right there, folks, to get them over the hump. AD, Kyrie, Cooper Flag, and the rest of that team. But that ain't what the script has to offer. We don't know where this script is going this year. We just don't know. The NBA is but yeah, Nico Harris has to be the fall guy for all this stuff. And you know, like I said, these YouTubers, they'll sit up there and pump this like it's real. Like it's real. So hopefully, you know, this whole thing works out with Cooper Flag in the future. That's all you can hope. Because, you know, we don't know what's going to happen with Kyrie. What kind of script they got for him. AD is pretty much, I don't know what to say about this guy. I don't know what to say about this guy. Him and LeBron James should have been going to, a lot of NBA finals together. But the fact is, LeBron James, after he won that bubble, I don't think he want to ever go back to a finals, period. After he went, 4 and 6. Well, no, 3 and 6. I don't think he ever wanted to go back to the finals after he got beat in 2018. But he saw the league was weak and nobody wanted to play. Everybody was sick and dying. So he took advantage of it. And of course, AD was at his apex and they had a decent team. So LeBron James didn't have to do nothing but dunks and layups. More dunks and layups with nobody to stop that team. But after that, when everybody's full health, no, I don't think he wanted to go back. Because, okay, he got the 4 and 6. He got his 4 finals MVPs. And he knows that can never be touched. The 4 and 4. So Joker ain't never going to get 4 finals MVPs. He might get 4 MVPs. He's not going to get 4 championships. SGA ain't going to beat that 4 and 4. Creek Freak ain't. So he's maxing out. They can always use that 4 and 4 against anybody coming after him. So he's not worried. He's not worried about going to another finals. Because if he goes to another finals, that means he can lose too. So he's not trying to lose. So I never thought he was going to ever even attempt to go to another finals after he won that bubble. And I don't know. Unless something crazy happens, even if he came back this year, I don't see him going to another finals. They'll sabotage that to, basically not go to the finals. He ain't going. The only way I see him going to the finals legitly, well, not legit, it will in his standards, not real people standards, but in his standards. The only way I see him going to the finals again is if the West falls apart. That's it. If that West falls apart and you start getting all these crazy injuries and stuff like that, and they start falling like flies at the end, I can see it. Your big names. That's the only way I can see that. Other than that, I just don't even see them going back to the finals. He would have to have some advantage, just like the bubble. We would have to have, one of those type of advantages right there. So, nevertheless, guys, this is what it is. They're gonna scapegoat Nico Harris and act like he did something wrong, when obviously he didn't do nothing more than what he was told to do. Where's the owner too? Where's the owner and the vice president? You think they just gave Nico Harris the cue to do this without them approving? From what I heard, Jason Kidd was the first one pushing it. So you're trying to tell me that the people above Nico Harris just let Nico Harris run rogue and do this? Come on, guys. You can't be this stupid. But, there are a lot of stupid people out here that believe this stuff, man. Like I said, they're trying to smooth this thing over because, they're trying to find a way for them Dallas fans to be happy again for what they did. And Nico Harris is just a pawn in the game. He's just a pawn in the game. He's a fall guy for what the Mavs did for the NBA. This ain't got nothing to do with Nico Harris. It has to do with what the NBA wanted. And what the NBA wanted, they wanted Luka. They wanted Luka over there in LA. And that's what you got. You got a turn of events. You had all these fake injuries. And, like I said, they got Cooper flagged. The funny thing is, to me, it's like, okay, you got Luka Dončić over there. Are you going to go to the finals? Are you going to win the finals? Luka don't play no defense. And like I told you guys before, either you have it in you or you don't. Larry Bird was on 3 All-NBA defensive teams in a good defensive era. 3. Not here and there. 3 in a row, folks. You have guys Your Anthony Edwards, your SGAs, your Jason Tatums, your Jaylen Browns, your all these guys, Jokers, Lukas, Currys, Durant's, Harden, Westbrook. These guys have never even made All-NBA second team. Never made an All-NBA defensive team. And Larry Bird made 3 of them in a row, folks. That's crazy. 3 in a row. And this is another reason why the NBA is like it is. They got one superstar making all NBA defense. Greek freak. That's it. I guess you can say Wemby. And a lot of that's just by default, really. To me, he's just so big. He's just so tall. And yes, I'm going to give the man his props. He had a good game last night. And that's what we like to see. Because a lot of these people, oh, you ain't going to say nothing. Wemby had a great game and you ain't going to say, this is what he should be having all the time, guys. This is what he's promoted to do. We shouldn't have to pat him on the back for doing something that he's supposed to do. It's something that he's supposed to be. But that's what they want us to do. We should be coming out, patting him on the back for these things that he does on an everyday basis. I mean, Luka's doing it, Joker's doing it, Greek Freak's doing it. These guys are doing it, so we shouldn't have to. Most people don't pat, Joker and Luka and SGA and Greek Freak. We don't pat these guys on the back every single day for something that they do. I mean, and they're supposed to do because they're superstars. It's something that we just expect. But when we see, they go like, 3-4 games without even scoring 30 points and not even scoring 25 points and shooting below 50% as a center, that's something that's supposed to be called out. Like, what's wrong? What happened? What happened? So, yeah, I just thought this whole Nico Harris, it's another script, man. And you kind of feel sorry for these Dallas Maverick fans because, it was a top 3 player that got ripped away from their team for the NBA script so they can satisfy the Lakers. And so the NBA can keep their soap opera, their storyline going. This dude literally made it to a finals being fat. Beating the same team, the Timberwolves, without LeBron James, and now couldn't beat them with LeBron James. I don't know what to say. Who knows, Anthony Davis? Maybe he might be gone, man. He might not even want to play in Dallas. He might just want to retire. You guys got Cooper Flag, I guess. You Dallas fans, you got to take it for what it is, man. They sold one of the top 3 greatest players of the 2020s right under you to give to the Lakers, and Nico Harris has to be the fall guy. Oh God, pretty sad, guys. And you got Negroes on YouTube. They will promote this as real, as the real story. What a coincidence! They trade Luka Dončić and they start tanking. They start tanking in the standings. Tank all. Kyrie has his fake injury. I mean, because that could have been big, man. Kyrie and AD, they don't want that. They don't want that LeBron James record. AD and Kyrie coming together? Whoa. Ain't doing a damn thing? Nope. Get that Kyrie fake injury. Tank down the standings. And get that number 1 pick. They actually made the play-in and still got the number 1 pick, guys. We found out that was all fake. And the NBA gave them the number 1 pick because the Mavs gave Luka to the Lakers. And now all these people out here still trying to promote this as real. They're trying to put this on Nico Harris' back. when the whole thing was scripted. This is the NBA you got, guys. And this is why you're never going to get no greatness from the NBA. Because the NBA decides to, like I said, run a league on a 95% soap opera than on-court greatness. Fake injuries, these bad soap operas, they're bad. Luka Dončić, when is he going to win a championship? Like I said, I don't see this guy winning no championship unless, I don't know, unless it's an easy pass. He don't play no defense. They're going to score like 40 points a game. Who's going to play the defense for him? Did you see the other night they got walloped by the Hawks? They got walloped by that young team. Luka Dončić was on skates. So they're going to, for some of these guys to win championships, you want to have a good defensive team, just like Joker. This dude's under a block again. Ain't playing no defense. But Scat will, cap attack. He will sit up there and just, pat this dude on the back for playing no defense. Under a block a game. Talking about, oh yeah, he passed Wilt Chamberlain's 30-point triple-doubles. If you see Wilt Chamberlain, he really didn't even have no triple-doubles until, halfway through his career. He only had a handful officially. Officially, yes, he had way more than a handful unofficially, but officially, he only had a handful. He didn't really start getting triple doubles until he started being that assist guy, like in his sixth, seventh year. So the official triple doubles, Wilt didn't start until like his 6th, 7th year. So it took until Joker's 11th year to pass Wilt Chamberlain on 30-point assist triple doubles. But the triple double, the block triple doubles, 30-point block triple doubles, no, Joker ain't even nowhere near that. If we counted those triple doubles, Wilt Chamberlain is far and away has more triple doubles and probably doubles anybody with triple doubles of all time. But I just found that funny. He just passed Wilt in assist triple doubles. Yes, they're 30-point triple doubles, but they have to do with points, rebounds, and assists. But again, Wilt didn't really start that until I would say until his 6th, 7th season. And then you look at even if we look at that, the assist triple doubles, which was 30 points, I guess they call it 30 points or more. But Wilt, when you look at it, he's got these 40-point, 50-point, 60-point triple doubles with like 20, 30, 40, 50 rebounds on top of that with the double-digit assist. I mean, those records will never be broken. And Joker is yet, from what I know, to lead the league in any statistical category. I just don't understand it. So you got all these triple doubles and ain't led the league in any statistical category. That's just insane. You're going to go your whole career in this weak soft era and ain't have no statistical titles. That's weird, man. Just weird. So there you go with the Nico Harris thing, man. That's what you're going to get. You're going to get a fake story because they, like I said, they need to cover up what really happened by giving away a top 3 player in Dallas. Nico Harris is going to be the fall guy. And that's it, guys. The YouTubers are going to pump this as something real when it was just part of the NBA script. They had to get Luka over to LA for the NBA. And that's it, folks. So sorry, you're not going to hear real news from these guys these days. I just don't. This is getting crazy out here, man. It's so money laden that nobody wants to tell the truth anymore.